And who's going to get to listen to Steinway speakers like naturally? You're mad.
I'm Orcaboy. I'm a singer-songwriter, kind of like alt rock, 80s, 95 people tell me. But yeah, that's what I am. I'm an artist. And I'm also a junior doctor in the NHS, which is my hobby. So this is my purpose. So I'm in Zebra Home Cinema, and because you've invited me and Suraj, my producer, and yeah, we're here listening to your sound system, the Steinway. The home cinema was really cool. Listening to my song "Free Like You" as well was kind of mad. I had a bit of imposter syndrome feeling watching that video and like listening to myself on that thing, thinking like, that's me. That's kind of weird. So I thought it was pretty incredible, to be honest. And I haven't listened to too many different systems, so I'm not the best person to compare all those things. But I know sound, and I know what sounds good and what doesn't, and you could hear like the little intricacies in certain bits, and also when we were listening to the live Hans Zimmer, it felt like I was sat in the audience, and with all the crowd around, and so it's very immersive, very intimate. That's the word I use to describe it. Like you can feel it in the floor, you can feel it in the air, that's the perfect word to describe it. Very intimate. They should come listen, hear their music in a way that sounds probably is supposed to be heard. Speakers in the air, not just in your AirPods, earpods, whatever. In the air, like that's how sound is supposed to travel. It's not supposed to be there, So you can feel it around you in your bones.
I am Nimbus, the producer. I'm a music producer, sound engineer based in Birmingham, Oldbury. And I love and work and live and breathe music. I'm working with Orcaboy at the minute, so we released a song it was the 24th of June it came out. You can go on Spotify and stream it if you want. It's called Free Like You. And we're currently working on his second single, which is sounding really exciting at the minute. It's like a grungy, loud, almost aggressive in places, big sound. And it's definitely one, as soon as you hear it, your feet are going to be tapping. So yeah, it's really good. I work across sort of all fields of music. So we're coming from live sound, so actually fitting and installing sound systems, tuning rigs, going and engineering bands. I once did a gig where it was my band, we were on stage. I was playing keys and engineering at the same time. It was a fun one. But yeah, all of that, DJing, studio work, production, everything. Anything to do with music, if I can get involved somehow, I will. So listening to music in here was different to what I expected. So I was expecting, when he said it was going to make things sound like a piano, I was expecting it to sort of like roll off a lot more top, like the tops are nice and soft on here. But then when we actually, and that was across like all like the genres of music and whatnot. However, when we played that, it was Moonlight Sonata, and we played like just a piano song. Close your eyes. It does what it says on the tin, which is such a rarity. It actually sounds just like a piano. In terms of the design, I mean, visually, it's got to have that piano black. It's not going to be a Steinway if it doesn't have that. So visually, they look amazing with the black and gold. Sound-wise, yeah, just shocking. In a good way. That sounds horrible. I think it's easy for engineers to forget how many different types of speaker there are, how many different types of room, and like genres of music and all of these things. So it's like you think that as engineers, we sit in our studios all day long and we know how our room sounds, how our speakers sound, how they're meant to sound, and we just project what we hear in our heads onto our stuff to get it out. But sometimes it's interesting to get a fresh perspective on a song. Like I heard 3 things that I didn't hear in other songs today. That I've heard these songs a million times over. And that's when I said to you at the start, like I'm expecting to hear things I didn't hear. Like I wanted to hear the problems in my mix because it's exposing things, and it's really interesting actually. So yeah, I would say engineers and anyone into this creating music and being around speakers all the time, it's very important that you come and you just experience what you think you know in a very different way, and it'll teach you something. Yeah. And who's going to get to listen to Steinway speakers like naturally? You're mad.